Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. I want to start this off. I don't condemn any person who is handicapped, because handicap can hit any of us, anytime, any day, any hour. But the problem I have is when Watchtower uses somebody's handicap to make people, the Jehovah's Witnesses that in perfect, sort of perfect health, that they are doing things that a handicapped person can't do. When I was scanning through my videos, I came across this video and I started watching it, and I knew right off the bat what this video was going to be about. So I went to my another channel and found my during the week meetings, and when I was listening to the guy talking about what was going to be in the meeting that night, he only said few words, and I knew the video that I didn't want to watch, I would have to rewatch it again. And I watched the whole thing. People, you have to realize Watchtower will use anything to make Jehovah's Witnesses to feel guilty, unworthy, when some of them has good excuses or no excuses to go door to door work. Now we know that this is a false religion. We know this is a cult. So all these people, even that woman, poor woman, handicapped, could have been set free from the governing body to let her know that she doesn't need to waste her life in this false religion, just like all the Jehovah's Witnesses. It is waste time and effort and energy to worship a false god, a false organization, and this is a dangerous cult. I have dedicated my life since April 2012 to learn the truth about this religion, and that's when I was just about getting my foot back into the door. And within a couple of weeks, my life changed of leaving this false religion. I feel sorry for that woman, and she thinks she's doing a wonderful deed for the Watchtower, a wonderful deed for a God that does not even exist. She's blinded by people who knocked on her parents' door to bring them into this false religion. So I'd like to hear your thoughts and what you think. So y'all take care, and like I said, this is a side video for any human had to go through being a preacher for Satan the devil, his false organization, in this case his corrupt organization, and just going around in circles in the false doctrines that they have made over the years. People, it's time to wake up. It's time to realize the real truth. It's not in the kingdom halls. The real truth is not from Watchtower's publications, and it's not from their Bible. Get a different Bible, a King James, because you'll learn the real truth can set you free, so you won't end up wasting your life as this crippled woman, wasting hers and all Jehovah's Witnesses. Thank you, and y'all have a wonderful week.
For a minute, I would like you to think back to when you last auxiliary pioneered. Think of the benefits you received from pioneering. Isn't it true that month you drew closer to Jehovah? You did. You drew closer to the friends in the congregation because you worked with them more often. You relied on Jehovah. You weren't overly concerned about how am I going to pay the bills, right? If you're an adult. Your focus was on the good news of the kingdom. Now, obviously, the homeowners, the householders, they benefited from that. And even if they didn't live there, they benefited from that. But you know what? You did too. Because that was your topic for discussion. How the kingdom was going to bring about a solution to all the problems we face. So it was reinforced. You had a more opportunity to start a Bible study. And perhaps, just perhaps, when you auxiliary pioneered that month, it got you out of a spiritual rut that you were in. And now all of a sudden you're rejuvenated. It had the same effect perhaps as our regional conventions. Yeah, you know, when we think about the last time we auxiliary pioneered, it may prove to be an initiative to want to do it again this coming service year, starting in September. But you know what we discussed tonight will also prove to be an initiative to want to pioneer. Let's see how that's so. We'll look forward to your comments. In the workbook there were just 3 paragraphs. And in that first paragraph there, what's the encouragement from Hebrews 13, 15, and 16? And how did it relate to the week's Bible reading? What's the encouragement, and how did it relate to this week in particular Bible reading? Sister Lurch?
Well, it reminds us to always offer a sacrifice of praise, but it says, do not forget to do good and to share what you have with others. And in our Bible reading for the week, we talked about how people were encouraged with voluntary offerings. And that's what we give. We give voluntary offerings when we offer our time and we share the good news with other people.
Yeah, very good. Did you remember the 30 dining rooms? What took place in those dining rooms? In the vision there. What would take place in these dining rooms at a temple of Jehovah? Yeah, as they offered up those communion sacrifices, they would partake in those dining rooms. That was their sacrifice. So we don't sacrifice like that today, but as Sister Lurch mentioned, the fruit of the lips. Now, in the second paragraph, how can we offer that sacrifice of praise? What's mentioned there? We'll get Sister Webb.
It says in the 2018 service year, several months have 5 Saturdays and 5 Sundays. So it's very helpful for those who are working full-time or who participate in ministry mostly on the weekends. So these are great months to auxiliary pioneer.
Okay, yeah, very good. Sister Jones.
And then during the months of March and April, there's a 30 or 50 hour requirement. Also during the month of the Circuit Overseer's visit. And in March, there's 5 Saturdays. In April, there's 5 Sundays. So there's the additional weekend day in each of those months in addition to a lower hourly requirement.
Okay, yeah, very good. So we can plan ahead, right? Look through our calendar, and perhaps we have vacations from work. The young ones in school, they have a good amount of vacations throughout the year. In the third paragraph, though, what if we're not able to, because of circumstances, what if we're not able to auxiliary pioneer? Brother Rodriguez?
This is a really nice paragraph because perhaps you've sat down and you've crunched the numbers, or you looked at your circumstances, or even your health doesn't allow you to do so. But if you try to improve the quality and the quantity of your field service, regardless of being able to auxiliary or not, you're going to improve, you're going to benefit, and especially those months where everybody is trying to auxiliary pioneer, that's even more friends to get to know, even more friends to draw closer to, and more encouragement for you.
Yeah, very good. So with that, let's watch this video, and then we'll entertain some comments from these 3 questions that are in our workbook.
When we look around our congregation, we're sure to find brothers and sisters, young and old, who can use our help in a spiritual or a practical way. Sometimes when we look, we're amazed at what some with seemingly impossible limitations are already doing for themselves with the help of God's Spirit. Imagine wanting to study the Bible and preach the good news in spite of a severe handicap. We met a sister who from birth faced that very challenge.
I'm Sabina Hernandez, and I'm from Panama. I have the honor of participating in theocratic activities. I just have to do it a little differently, but I enjoy it just the same. Well, I was born handicapped. It was a C-section birth with a lot of complications. So I can't use my hands and feet as fully as most people can. I can't walk. We went to the doctors every week and we would miss work just to take her. They helped her with her therapy and I had to do a lot of things for her at home. The doctors wanted to keep me for some medical experiments, but my mom flat out refused to accept that idea. But thankfully my mind is normal, although some of my friends tell me I have a few screws loose, but I don't think so. As far as growing up in the neighborhood in Chorrillo, everything was normal. I used to fight with my brothers all the time, and I played with all the kids in the neighborhood. Then, one day, the brothers came preaching door to door.
So, we started to study, and things progressed. I used to ask myself, how am I going to teach her to handle the Bible if she can't use her hands? But what I didn't know was how well she could use her tongue. I would cite a scripture, and she would look it up with her tongue. Many times she would find it before I did.
It all happened gradually, but I knew that what I was learning was very valuable. I can't say it was because of one particular scripture or anything like that. It was really just getting to know the very personality of Jehovah and the way the brothers and sisters treated me. In order to go to the Kingdom Hall or to the assemblies, the brothers have to carry me. And of course, as I kept growing, I got heavier and heavier. So that wasn't easy, you know. When I got baptized, I had affection for Jehovah, but as I kept growing spiritually and getting to know Him better, I began to really treasure the privilege of serving Him. The idea of talking to others made me feel terrified, scared to death, and all panicky. But all the encouragement I got from the brothers, friends, traveling overseers, and all the assistance my mom has given me were a big help. Now I really love preaching door to door. I have a little list of phone numbers that I've put together from homes in our congregation's territory.
People that know me have come up to me and said, I got a phone call from your daughter the other day. And I was like, what? My daughter?
The sisters are so kind, and they support me by bringing some of their Bible studies to my house so that I could share with them in the study. What I can't do with my hands, I can do almost anything with my tongue. I type on the computer with a pencil or pen, and then when it's ready, I print it, fold it, and put it into an envelope. Then I take it to sisters at the Kingdom Hall. They are my secretaries, and they leave it at night at homes, where the householders are out working. It really makes you happy, because you know it makes others happy.
I left a letter that Sabina had written with an unmarried couple. They made arrangements right away to please Jehovah and were really married.
Jehovah has been so kind to me. You know, when you're handicapped and someone helps you, or you're an older person and you get the necessary help, that really changes your life in an incredible way.
I know that some people think they have to go and encourage her, but when they get there, the opposite happens. She's the one that encourages them.
Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Do not gaze about, for I am your God. I will fortify you. I will really help you. I will really keep fast hold of you with my right hand of righteousness.
Sister Sabina Hernandez has been approved this month as an auxiliary pioneer.
Because if Sabina can do it, all the rest of us can too.
Sabina appreciates the loving assistance from her family and congregation. But as we saw, she's not content to let her limitations stop her from doing what she can. She's able to search for spiritual treasures and take what she learns to people in her ministry. After 30 years in the truth, her determined example motivated her own brother to study the Bible and get baptized.
That's touching, wasn't it? Perhaps, did you try to sign your name with a pen yet? That's hard. She can do it. She can also pioneer. Take a look at your workbook there. What motivates Sabina to do more in Jehovah's service? Okay, Brooke, your comment?
Help for her family and congregation.
Yeah, very nice. I'm glad you saw that. What else, Brother Milo?
You can just tell that her heart is overwhelmed with love and appreciation for Jehovah and what he's done for her and what for Jehovah's people do for her as well.
Yeah, isn't that true? As she came to know Sister Thompson?
I also like how she mentioned that when she was baptized she had affection for Jehovah, but it was that continued study and that close personal relationship that started to grow within her that made her really cherish the ministry.
Yeah, very nice. As she came to know Jehovah, she treasured that, right? How does Sabina's example encourage you? So we'll start with Cameron.
It encouraged me to see all she can do with her tongue. If she can do that with her tongue, I surely can do it with my hands and feet.
Very nice, Cameron. Sister Rodriguez?
I just really appreciated her sense of humor and how she didn't take herself too seriously, because a lot of times when people have chronic conditions, illness, or disability, they can sometimes get so overwhelmed by that they have a hard time thinking about anything else. And so you can see how she was just very lighthearted about things, and she had her joy because of putting Jehovah first and being so strong in the ministry. And so it's such a good example for anyone else who has to deal with any kind of chronic condition, that they too can find joy in the ministry.
All right, yeah, very good. Sister Ladafosky?
I personally, when I saw her example, I was really encouraged. I know that sometimes when I look to Pioneer, I go over the months, and since I work, sometimes I'm overwhelmed, wondering if I can make my time. But here, this sister who can't walk or use her hands is making the effort and is able to auxiliary Pioneer. So what excuse do I have? I have none before Jehovah. I just have to make it my business to do what I know will please Jehovah, as she did.
Okay, yeah, very good. Sister Rivera?
She also had mentioned something that a lot of us face, which is the fear of going out in service. She said at first she thought that, it was terrifying for her to think to go out, but then it was the persistence of constantly going out in service that now she really began to enjoy it. So I really enjoyed that point.
Yeah, very nice. Sister Medina, why are you there?
She just encouraged me because she's such a positive person. Instead of focusing on what she couldn't do, she just said, well, I just have to do things a little differently. And sometimes that's what we have to do. Instead of focusing on how hard something might be, figure a way around things. And then I also appreciate that she was so thankful for all the support and all the help she get. She didn't complain about how hard things were for her and expected the help, but when the friends helped her, she was so appreciative, and so I think that made her joyful and made them joyful. So when you find somebody like that, you want to invite them on you want to take your studies to her, because your studies are going to get a whole lot out of it. So her having that positive attitude helped her in so many ways also.
Yeah, very nice. And Brother Black?
It was also noteworthy how she took advantage of so many different forms of the ministry. Writing letters, telephone witnessing, public witnessing with the carts, the door-to-door ministry, Bible studies, return visits, and so it provided a good example of the diversity that's out there that can help us meet our requirement as auxiliary pioneer if we take advantage of all these different avenues of service.
Yeah, really, really good. That's all the time we have, but certainly consider it for this upcoming service year. Look at your schedule, and not just consider it, but make plans for it if you can, and then put a foot forward, because Jehovah will bless. He'll bless the effort. If we have the forward momentum, we give something for Jehovah to bless. Let's give our attention